Hey there, today we're talking about Pixel Buds and why we feel like they're a joyless cash grab. But before we get started, you're here because you love learning about tech and so apparently do I. So maybe give it a subscribe so I can tell the haters to take a long walk up a short pier. Let's start with the most important thing with regard to any wireless headphone with a charging case. Obviously, they look nice, and having done a blind test, I'd say it's pretty close, but I'm horrified to admit that the Buds case is capable of snapping more pleasingly than the AirPods. I think the secret is that the Buds case has a little more weight in the spring-loaded threshold, and that makes the snap just that much snappier. But let's get on to things that we don't like. Honestly, the range and consistent clarity of these doesn't seem to measure up to the AirPods. Something that I really enjoy doing is sharing music with a friend, and when I do this with the Pixel Buds, I find that the ability to ride bikes together, go shopping, is kind of lacking. Whereas with the AirPods, I can typically walk and do whatever I want, and they never seem to struggle with doing a connection for two people who may or may not be close together. Next, we're on to software. Even when I'm using these with Android, the software experience is still a little buggy, even right out of the box, and this feels like it shouldn't be an issue. While I was excited also for a swipeable interface, I'm sorry to say that this one in particular feels weirdly developed. Instead of swapping one of the back and forth swipe for track control, they've given us the ability to swipe up and down to change the volume, as well as swiping back and forth. And as if this weren't silly enough, we're still doing the irritating tap twice for skipping forward or 3 times for skipping backwards. This is probably the biggest miss with these. It just feels like no one really thought about the user experience, or if they did, they didn't test it with actual people. Sound quality, pretty much on par with what we're seeing, no real complaints here. Use with iPhone, this experience is very much like mixing ketchup and peanut butter. Maybe not ideal, but you could make it work if you wanted to. Exercise. They actually feel quite secure. I do like that about these, and that I don't worry that they're going to fall out. And for long-term wear, I'd heard that the little thorns sometimes get a little thorny after extended use, and I'm sorry to say that the rumors are true. As far as a comparison goes, sometimes I forget I'm wearing my AirPods, so you do the math. Assistant. Obviously, Google Assistant is significantly better than Siri. That said, there's still the typical level of Google Assistant user error, and honestly, our hopes of having a better user experience with the wearable has kind of been dashed. It's better than Siri, but it's not great. Ultimately, I have to say that even my Android-loving partner was underwhelmed by these. It's a product with a lot of great potential and some good design, but for now it just feels like Google did it because they want to appear to have an AirPods challenger, and as yet, this is not that. They make a good first impression, and that's about it. Anyways, I'm BRBTG. Thanks for watching. As always, I'll be right back.